What's up, traders? You're welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about, this is not a win video and this is not a loss video, but this is more like, let me say, back testing. Okay, and should I say back testing? Okay, let me say that I actually get to know more about gold market, how gold markets actually move. Okay, so and that is what I actually want to talk about, because I know that majority of people don't know how gold markets move. Okay, and since I have started studying the gold market, I have actually realized, if not 100%, I have realized how gold actually move. Okay, so I can say that I know how gold actually move. Yes. So but in this screen that you are looking at right now, I actually, based on my last video that I uploaded, I actually explained something around this zone. Yeah, I explained something around this zone, and while I was waiting for confirmation in the previous video, I later noticed something that is very important. And really, you know what, one thing that I discovered about this setup is that when I made that previous video, I was waiting for price to actually react. Okay, I was actually looking to sell the market, but at a point in time I just see that price is no more selling. Like, I don't know, maybe for a short term or a long term, but I knew that price is not selling. Okay, I just see that price is actually buying. So now what I actually did, most times when I had a loss in the market, or when I want to backtest, most especially when I take a loss in the market, I always backtest my strategy again. So when I make a loss, I will go back to my charts and I will ensure that I understand what actually happened that makes me to lose that trade. Okay, it could be sometimes maybe I wasn't considering the higher time frame and I was actually trading at 5 minutes. Yeah, sometimes it happens like that. So that is, and many other factors that I actually observe in the gold market. So guys, this is past 2 minutes right now, so let me just get right into what I understand about this screen that you are looking at right now. So you can see that this is 1 hour time frame, right? So, and in my previous video I was actually looking at this zone because this is a valid demand zone. It is a valid demand zone. Okay, it is a valid demand zone. So let me just take it to the left side. So can you see that this is a break of structure right there? Yes. Where is my tools there? Where is my tool? Oh, I've deleted my tools. So you can see that this is a valid break of structure during 1 hour, right? So this is a valid break of structure. It means that below this break of structure there is a demand zone. So let me just zoom that out so that you can see it. Okay, so you can see this red candle. This red candle is our valid demand zone. Yeah, so let me just mark it that way. I'm supposed to mark it up to this point right here, but let me just go back. So I just want you to see that this is a valid demand zone, right? So now what I actually noticed, okay, because you can see that I have a sell trade around here, but one thing is that I didn't take this trade. I didn't take this trade. Really, I didn't take it because I said that in my previous video I was actually looking to sell the market, but when I placed my my position right here, I did not take that trade. And the reason I didn't take that trade is because I was actually at work, and I even forgot that I wanted to trade. I wanted to take a sell trade. So it is more like my work saved me. Yeah, my work saved me from taking this loss. In fact, it is a massive loss to the upside. So right now, okay, this is a valid zone. I said that already. So I didn't take this sell trade. So right now, what I actually understand about this trade is that since because I was actually looking for, I think I should just mark this place. Like, I think I should mark this place up so that I can know where I'm working on. Okay, so let me just mark this place. Maybe I should just change the color a little bit, right? something like this, okay, and I'm going to log this so that, all right. So one thing that I did recently is that I was actually looking for my market shift during the 15 minutes. So if I go down to 15 minutes right now, okay, so I want you to follow me, because this is not something that is very hard, okay. This is not something that is very hard, because we learn every day in forex trading. So what I was actually waiting to see, okay, in price at 15 minutes is that before price got to this level right here, I see that price make a series of lower low, lower highs, lower low, then price make a lower highs, then price fails to break this low. Now when I noticed that price didn't break this low, so what I simply did is that I just take my trend line and I mark this place up. Yeah, like this is one thing that I'm just so happy about, because you know, there was a time that I don't know how to analyze price like this. But really I'm just glad that I'm becoming more better in trading. So one thing is that when I mark out my 15 minute high right there, and I see that price as, so I mark this place as my market shift. So I was expecting price to come and retest this zone, okay. So I actually draw my tools right there. So I was actually looking to take a buy trade around this zone. So what I actually did, and another thing is that I didn't remember if I actually entered this trade or not. I didn't remember. But one thing is that I want to target key levels, okay, and where I want to target is somewhere around this zone, okay. But one thing that I just noticed is that after price came all the way up here, okay, so just follow me, okay, so after price came all the way up here, price simply find its way back down, breaking this low. Price break this low. Can you see? Price just came all the way down here again. And really I was like, so definitely market shift that actually happened in 15 minutes is not for a long term run, although 15 minutes actually work, okay. 15 minutes actually work, but it's just that this 15 minutes market shift doesn't make price to go all the way up, okay. Because when I notice this, you can see that this trade, it actually stopped around this zone and this zone as well. Price could not break to the upside. And the reason is because I was focusing on 15 minutes. So right now, when I noticed that, okay, let me understand what price is doing, then I went back to my 1 hour. So now I'm going back to my 1 hour right now. So let us go and see clearly how price simply reacts. And before I forget, when I was considering the 15 minutes time frame, I was actually thinking about my risk management as well, okay. Because for example, okay, let me just go down to 15 minutes again. For example, if I want to enter this trade at this zone, okay, that I mark out, so let us see how much I'm going to be risking, because the lot size that I use for gold is 0.01, right? So you can see I want to place my stop loss below this zone, right? And this simply means that I'll be risking $23 on this trade. I'll be risking $23, but due to my account size, I cannot risk $23. Really I cannot risk $23, because based on my past experience on gold trading, okay, the profit that I make on gold, the minimum risk that I do risk is around $9. Yeah, $9, and the maximum amount that I usually risk is $15. Range of $9 and $15. That is my risk management. So when I see that, okay, this is $23, I was like, this margin is too wide. I cannot lose I cannot lose this $23. So let me just go down to, so that is one thing that, like, I could not enter the trade at this zone, because my risk is I don't accept that risk, okay. So let me just go down to 1 hour right now. So let us see how price simply reacts, okay. So this is 1 hour. Now the concept that I trade didn't change, okay? It's still market mechanics, okay? It's still market mechanics, or I call it price action as well. So now what is going to, because you can see that price was actually selling to the downside. Price was in a selling trend, okay? So what is going to confirm that price is going to shift from selling to buying? That is the question that I want to ask myself, right? So what is going to confirm to me that price is going to change to buying from selling is that, traders, you are welcome back. So I had to quickly attend to somebody, all right? So what I was saying is that, because I want you to actually pay close attention to this section, because I know that most traders, in fact I can say that 90% of traders doesn't know how price move from selling to buying. They don't understand the concepts that actually happen, either from buying to selling or from selling to buying, and that is what I want to actually explain right now. So right now, the question that I want to ask myself, this is 1 hour, right? The question I want to ask myself is that what actually happened here that make price to shift from selling to buying? Now the understanding is very, very simple, and I'm going to tell you about that right now. So the understanding is that from selling, let us start from selling. We can see that price make lower low, lower highs, then lower low, right? So now it means that we have a break of structure here, as you can see on the screen right now. So since we have a break of structure here, we can see that after price make a lower low here, price simply break this last high, okay, this lower high. So when price break this lower high, it means that there is a market shift. Whenever you see price breaking previous lower highs, it simply means that price is shifting from selling to buying. That is the understanding. Price is shifting from selling to buying. So now when price shifts from selling to buying, okay, we don't just enter buy trade. Now what we want to do is that, like, you know, I'm explaining this based on my understanding. Okay, so what I want to do, or what you want to do, is that we are both learning. So what you want to do is that you want to wait for price to come and retest demand zone that break this lower high. That is the understanding. So right now, if we look at this trend, okay, so let me delete this. So now we have this. So now, where is the starting point of this trend? Okay, the starting point of this buying trend, where is the starting point? The starting point is this last red candle, because it simply means that this is the last selling candle that failed before the buyers took control of price that break this high. Yeah, that is the understanding. So what I want to do is that I want to mark out the last selling candle that failed. Yeah, the last selling candle that failed. I want to draw it to the right side. Okay, so right now, let me change that to, okay, so you can see that. So now when price came all the way, I want us to follow this. When price came all the way up here, price was actually finding its way back down. Okay, so now when price find its way back down, okay, now this is another thing. Some traders usually, when price come all the way to retest the demand zone, okay, because this is a 1 hour demand zone. I think I should just mark that out. 1 hour demand zone, right? So this is our 1 hour demand zone. So what some traders usually do is that when price retests their demand zone, they just enter the trade blindly, okay, and sometimes they usually lose that trade, okay, because they believe that when price retests demand zone, price will just skyrocket to the upside. Sometimes it doesn't go that way. It doesn't go that way at all. It doesn't go that way at all. So now one thing is that the concept that I understand about this is that you can see that from this up here, price was actually selling up to this stage here. So now where is the confirmation that price is going to shift to buying? From this activity that happened here. what is our confirmation? Now the thing is, we don't have a confirmation yet here. So now this is how I look for confirmation, since this is 1 hour. So if I want to look out for my confirmation, I will need to go to my 15 minutes time frame, because whatever happens on the higher time frame must have happened on the lower time frame. Okay, must have happened on the lower time frame. That is the understanding. So we know that this is the demand zone, right? This is the demand zone. So, and I think I should delete this, because okay, so now this is very clear. So now we want to look out for our confirmation candle. So where is our confirmation candle here? Because this candle is very much, okay, this candle is very much. So now what I observe right there is that price is consolidating around this zone. Okay, price was actually consolidating around this zone. You can see it clearly. It is very clear as day. Price is consolidating. So now, because you know, when price came all the way down here, price may actually fake all traders and keep selling to this downside. Yeah, that is another probability that can happen in trading, because trading is a probability. We want to always wait for our confirmation. The market is not running away. Price is not running away. Okay, and another thing is that price will not forget structure. Price will never forget structure. That is another thing. So when price is actually consolidating around this zone, okay, as a trader, what am I supposed to do? What I'm supposed to do is that, okay, I want to understand that price make a lower low, lower highs. Then this is at the point at which price failed to go down, right? So it means that this is our lower highs, right? So now, since this is our lower highs, I'm going to mark that out. Okay, so when I mark this out, so what am I going to be expecting? I'm going to be expecting that price should break this high. And if you look at this trade very well, you can see that the candle that actually closed above this high is a very strong candle. Let me zoom that out. You can see that this is a very strong candle. Okay, probably I should just draw the consolidation trend again. Okay, this is the consolidation. Now you can see that this is a very strong candle that actually break this high. So what do we see here? It means that we have another market shift. So one thing is that we have a market shift in 1 hour. Okay, the market shift that happened at 1 hour is a shift that tells us that price has shifted from selling to buying. Now coming down to 15 minutes, how do we look out for our confirmation that price has actually shifted to buying? Now, since we have a market shift right there, okay, this is the answer. Since we have a market shift right there, okay, so now we want to actually mark out the candle that actually failed, the candle that failed before this push to the upside, before this push up to the upside. So, and the candle that failed is this red candle. Okay, this is the red candle that actually failed. So now this is where we will now enter our buy trade. So let me delete this, because this is not something we are working on. Okay, this is not something we are working on. All right, so now since we have a market shift that has happened here, this is our last confirmation, traders. This is our last confirmation, because this is how I trade. This is how I trade. So if I eventually enter this trade, because I didn't have the opportunity to trade this market, okay, I didn't have the opportunity. Now look at what I was telling you initially, okay, that my risk management, I know my risk management, that it is between $9 to $15. Now look at this risk management. Okay, look at this risk management. You can see that this is almost $16. That is for you to know that I know about this trading the gold market. I know about this trading. Okay, I know about it. So you can see that my risk is very, 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 very accurate. This is almost $15. So since I have my market shift right there, okay, I would have entered the trade at this point here, and sincerely, had it been that I trade this market, I would have target. You can see that I've already even marked out my 1 hour supply zone, and you know, the extreme one and the internal supply zone. Okay, so sincerely, I would have targeted I would have target this high. Okay, I will not target this high. Really, I will not target this high. I will target this high or this high, because you see that it's something that I have already marked out already, because gold markets always react to key zones. I know that sincerely. Gold markets always react to key zones. It always reacts to key zones. So trader, just look at this beautiful setup. Hadn't been that I have traded this market, I would have made a pure profit. And you know, if the confidence that I'm having right now, okay, is actually happen when I place this trade, okay, hadn't been that I place this trade, the confidence that I have right now, it is going to be that I'm going to take a 2 position on this trade, because all my confluences has been checked. So since all my confluences has been checked, it means that I'm not trading with emotion. My psychology is in right state, my mind is in right state, my emotion is not controlling me at this time, because the thing is, I have built enough data that actually prove my setup to be true, okay, if not 100% true, to prove my setup to be 80% true. And you can see that this is a mechanical way that you can trade, that I can also trade to be a profitable trader, really, sincerely. And guys, traders, you can see that trading the gold market, you need to actually consider higher time frame, okay, you need to consider higher time frame. And you know, when you are considering higher time frame, it requires a lot of patience, a lot of discipline, self-control, okay. That is all there is. That is all there is about trading the gold market, because you can see that this setup is very, very clean. It is very, very clean. So right now, the thing is, today is Thursday, right? Today is Thursday, and I'm not trading this week already. I'm not trading this week again. Although I made a little profit yesterday, yeah. And I'm not supposed to trade yesterday. Yeah, I'm not supposed to trade yesterday, because yesterday I see that price has already came all the way up here. I see that price came all the way up here, okay. And this is the setup, all right. So what I simply did is that I came down to 15 minutes, all right. I came down to 15 minutes, and I simply mark out my 15-minute demand zone, okay. So this is my 15-minute demand zone. So I see that price came all the way down here. Then I entered the trade around the zone right here. So I target this high. But eventually, and that is another thing, because I didn't hold this trade up to this level. I didn't hold it up to this level. So because yesterday I was at work, and really I wasn't getting myself so much, like I didn't really feel like getting into trade. So but when I see that trade has come all the way up here and price is reversing, that is at the point at which because I was not really feeling to trade, I just exited the trade, I think around this zone, and I made about, I think, $15. Yeah, I made $15. Yes, I made $15. So I exited the trade around this zone. But eventually, traders, that is why I said that I know how to trade the gold market. I know how gold markets react. I know it, because you can see that price eventually came all the way up here. So I didn't mean that I leave the trade to run to my TP. It would have been that I'll be leaving the trade for the next 24 hours. Yeah, for the next 24 hours, because this is only 2 days trade, because you can see from this level right there to this place, okay. In fact, it's not even up to 24 hours. Can you see now? This is 20 hours 30 minutes. 20 hours 30 minutes. Really? Guys, traders, I just believe that I'm becoming more better in trading, and I'm seeing my future self that really I'm going to make as much money in this forex market as possible. I just believe that, because really I'm no more trading with my emotion. My psychology is in right state. I now have discipline that I don't have before. I now have the discipline. So traders, this is all there is about trading the gold markets, and I want to believe that you learn from this video, really. And one thing is that I'm not here to actually flaunt my profits or my losses, okay? I'm just here to actually show what is working, okay? I'm just here to actually show what is working, and thereby inspiring you too as well, okay? Inspiring you too as well to believe in trading, that trading is something that you can do. Yeah, trading is something that you can do. And because I am seeing results right now, it simply means that because I have been in the shoes that I wasn't making profit. I was blowing accounts. I was blowing account upon account. I was blowing accounts upon accounts. In fact, the one thing that actually surprised me is that, okay, that was January, February, March. Around March, I bought a $1,000 account. Yeah, I bought a $1,000 account. So I made a promise to myself. I think I have already showed it before. I made a promise to myself that I'm going to backtest my strategy. I'm going to backtest my strategy for the next 30 days. And that was in January, February, March, April, right? Okay, no, that was February. I bought the account February. So for the whole of March, I backtested these gold markets. I ensure that I document my trade process. I document it on my YouTube channel, and I document it on my TikTok channel as well. So when I ensure that I have a higher risk and I have a higher reward in my backtesting, that was what gave me the confirmation that, okay, now I have built a solid data about the gold market. So for the whole of April, because we are in May right now, for the whole of April, in fact, I didn't believe that I can make as much as close to more than $100 profit, because I think the last trade that I traded, it was around $160. Yeah, $160. And when I made a promise to myself around March, okay, I said that I only want to be trading once in a week, and my profit target will be around $50. And for the next 30 days, it means that if I'm trading once in a week, I'll be trading 4 times in a month. So $50 in four times, that is almost $200. But you know that this April that just ended, I'm close to my profit target. Sincerely, I was close to my profit target, because I'm supposed to earn about $200, but I ended up earning about more than $160. You can imagine that. That is me building a solid data that actually work. Yeah, that is me building a solid data that actually work. Yeah, that is it. And traders, I know that you might have been struggling, but I don't want you to give up on trading, because trading can change life. Because I know that trading can change life, because I'm enjoying this trading. I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm finding joy in trading. Yeah, I'm finding joy in trading, because like, God has given me the understanding about this market, and I believe that I'm going to use this knowledge in the right way. I believe that, and I also want to use this knowledge to actually impact you. I want you to be profitable. So if you have been struggling, you can follow my channel. You can watch. I have released a lot of videos. You can watch my videos, and I believe that it will actually help you a lot. I just believe that. I believe that it's going to actually help you a lot. So one thing is just that you want to give it a try. Try to watch any of my playlists, most especially my live trade, okay? If you don't have any understanding about trading before, I will recommend that you start from the playlist of beginner traders, okay? So that you can understand the basic concepts and all of that. So traders, without so much talk, I really appreciate you watching this video, and I believe that this video actually help you to understand the gold market more and more, and most especially the market at large. So traders, I'm going to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.